So I'm recording this one late because I had to do things this morning. And do you give me rock glass? That's what the TM is? Okay. But yeah, just been. OMG. Oh, they modified the game to put in like Alolan Sandshrew, and I killed it. I killed the one Alolan Sandshrew in all of Kanto, and now it's dead. It got killed by my Oddish, and now you can't catch that anymore. It's fine though, cause like you can evolve it anyway, so who really gives a shit? Yeah, but yeah, I've just been working all weekend. Had to have to take photos of a football game, cause like we're a local paper, and local papers, I get TM28, which was Rock Blast, but I can't give it back to the guy who it was stolen from, and also I don't really want Rock Blast. It's not that great of a TM. But yeah, I've been just going around. I had to report on a football game because the paper I work for covers a bunch of high schools, and sometimes they have the bright idea to do their homecomings the same night. So our normal sports reporters can't report on them. So I have to go and take all the photos, and football games go on for so long. It's like 3 hours, like standing there, like running after players holding a camera on the sidelines to take photos. And they lost anyway. They got creamed on their homecoming. Just a complete and total failure. Like, really, really pathetic how this team did during their homecoming. And why do I have some lag? I don't know. What do you want for the trade? Yeah, I'm not trading for Alligator for Shedinja. One of those Pokemon is significantly better. Also, I already have a Shedinja. Stupid little girl. Oh wait, the other one is the one that has the trade. And isn't there an item up here? And also on the other side? Like, this is normally a rare candy, I'm pretty sure. Awakening, that's significantly worse. And a Swablu, I'll catch a Swablu. I'm just going to go around and catch Pokemon, and then I'll decide which one gets added to the team. Swablu is TD Nerd is your name. I'll read through those comments in a bit. So I'm still working on the Epstein video. First off, I got all my stuff on the Dark Knight written. I was kind of busy with work this week, but I got my stuff on the Dark Knight written, and that's good. I got that written, but I'm also working on my Epstein video, and I split it up into chapters, and I keep breaking these chapters up into sub-chapters because I realize they are too long and split into too many different things. Like, originally I had, okay, so this first chapter is going to be called The Talented Mr. Epstein, and it's going to cover his financial career, it's going to cover his rich friends, and it's going to cover how he's covered in the media and that infamous Vanity Fair article, which got censored, which is what the chapter takes its title from. And then I write it, and I have to break it apart, because, oh, this first chapter is just so fucking long. It's too long. And so I split that off as Strange Relations, the start of the video. And then I keep writing, and oh, this is still too long, so I break it into Friends in High Places, and also then The Talented Mr. Epstein. So that one chapter ended up being the bulk of that entire video. And which house has the fisherman in it? And you don't care, you haven't watched this video, but yeah, I finished writing through many of them on the younger side, which is just going through all the victims, every single victim. There are a lot of victims, and I go through all of them, and it's heartbreaking. It's the darkest shit I've ever written, and I don't crack any jokes in it. And then I move on from that to the next part, which is it was originally Crime Without Punishment, and you don't give a shit about this, but I started explaining it, so I gotta finish explaining it. Originally, the chapter is Crime Without. I split off like the first half of that, covering like Epstein's blackmail, into its own part that is called. God, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I've had a long day. I had to report on a parade and a car show today and visit my parents, and I'm out of it. I'm tired. I might do a short one this time. But I broke that out into another chapter called Such an Ugly Word, which was about Epstein's blackmail operation. And then I'm writing the current chapter, which is, it's called, let me do Vermilion say first. It's called The Casey Needs Sleep. It's called Crime Without Punishment, and it's about to cost it. Oh, I'm just tired. I'm just so tired, and I'm stuffy. I think I'm coming down with something. Hey, hear what happened to Jimmy Kimmel? Wasn't that fucked up? Our country is slowly descending into fascism. This is, like, nightmarishly bad. That, like, the problem, what happened to him is what his mistake was. He criticized the president, and so the president took legal action to silence him, which is bad. Like, it is horrifically, like, I don't need to explain this. It's just patently obvious just on the face of it that's bad. But, like, Jimmy Kimmel, who's, like, not even, like, an especially deep criticism, he said that Donald Trump was exploiting the death of Charlie Kirk for political points. So Donald Trump, and, like, Disney's also the fucking bad guy in this, I'm not saying that, but, like, the Trump FCC threatened to pull ABC's broadcasting license, like, their broadcasting license, if they didn't get rid of Jimmy Kimmel because he criticized the president. This is DEFCON 5. This is, like, emergency. Oh shit. This is the worst it could be. This is terrible. Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked as a nation. Oh, oh Jesus, this is bad. Is how we are now, in that, like, the president is taking legal action to silence his critics. And, like, I'm small enough that I'm not going to be silenced yet. At least not for several years. But yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. And I'm going to name you... That's, like, a really subtle joke, what I named that Pokemon that no one is going to get. But yeah, that's fucked up. And I'm just Eepy, so this will be a slow one. So I caught a bunch of Pokemon. Do I want to use any of these Pokemon I caught at all? Because... no, there are some of you that should be moved out of friends, because you aren't friends. You are trash. You are in... Not... For some reason, I flipped where I normally put my Weenie Hut Juniors in Valhalla in this playthrough. Not using you because you're trash. Not using you. I guess Swablu, welcome to the team. Sure, I'll use a Swablu. Why not? That covers my... Well, it doesn't really cover anything now that I think about it. Yeah, Swablu, stay in garbage can. I've ran out of comments because I haven't done a video in a while, and I'm running out of commenters, so I need to... there, Teutonic Nightmare. I'll do you as a comment, and then I'm going to do all the comic comments in a row, and then hopefully this last encounter will be something, and then I'll grind, and I'll take the goddammit, it's nothing, it's useless, it's a fucking Paris. Sorry, Teutonic Nightmare. Let's just pull up those comments and end this one early at like 20 minutes after I read all the comments. While I'm doing some grinding for my team. Teutonic Nightmare says, I highly recommend watching these videos first because I like views. Okay, respect for the honesty. I'm just... Honestly, that wasn't the joke. I genuinely... The main reason I want you to watch the other ones first is because I think... having seen my earlier Homestuck videos, because it's an evolving conversation I'm having about the comic Homestuck in these videos. Let's see. Of course, I'm not saying death threats are justified, nor am I going to say my personal dislike of the authors of Homestuck 2 justifies whatever the fuck this fandom has done. This has to do with Hussey as a creator and not any of them. But in general, I feel like half the issues Homestuck's fan community has is that Hussey said they made the epilogues to encourage people to write out of spite, and that is dangerous. Why would you throw more irons on the fire of an already livid fan base, man? Yeah. Look, the fan reaction is toxic, yes, but at the same time, are we surprised? You know, maybe Hussey should have known that, like, if you write a complicated sequel that isn't nice and peachy and what the fans want, they'll go uh, off the fucking rails and start threatening to murder people. You know, maybe Hussey should have known that, but I don't think that I don't think that authors shouldn't write challenging sequels that, whether or not you like them, at least have something to say. Because what if the fans dislike them and go crazy and send death threats? Yeah, fuck that. Hussey has no goddamn obligation to write a sequel you want. And if you don't like it, then just move on. Say, I don't like it, and then read something else. Don't fucking send death threats. Like, I don't accept any explanation of like why there were so many death threats sent towards various people who had worked on Homestuck or Homestuck sequels or Homestuck fan products, other than the explanation, this fan base is horribly toxic and that's a problem. Like, no, it's not. You weren't forced to send death threats because Hussey wrote a sequel that is being mean and kind of like mocking the audience. Like, take some fucking responsibility for your actions. And I know that you, commenter, I'm just using you as a jumping off point. I know you didn't send the death threats, at least I hope you didn't send the death threats. I know that was other people, but I don't like Hussey should have seen all the death threats that their co-writers would get coming because, they wrote something that has a conversation with the reader and is kind of like insulting the reader a bit. So they should have expected the reader to be fucking no, fuck that shit. What else? Marcy Griffin is, God, I love Trezzy so much. I wish she was real. I don't know if, I like Trezzy as a character. I feel like she, like so many different Homestuck characters, is great, but would get old if you had to deal with her shit, like in real life. And I say that to someone who likes Trezzy. I don't know if she would be an enjoyable person to spend time with. Let's see. Lepaberry said thank you, and this is on the epilogues. There's a lot of hate at the epilogues. I don't blame people for wanting nothing to do with them, but it's ridiculous how many people take offense at any attempt to derive enjoyment or meaning from them, even going as far as guilt-tripping people out of reading the comic to form their own opinion. Thanks for the video. I don't think they're guilt-tripping. I think they're being honest in that I didn't like it. I don't recommend it to people. I don't think you should base your opinions on art, especially art that is very hit or miss, that some people really like, some people dislike, based on other people. Check it out for yourself, is my take. I'm also, getting back to my endless complaints about the Homestuck fan base being awful, part of the problem with the Homestuck fan base is that the Homestuck fan base is really fucking stupid. So there's this new forum, and you can, choose a username for this forum, and, if you choose the username of a character in the comic, then, you'll get special texts, of characters, talking to you and responding to you, trying to pick their name. The best one is if you choose Tavi's name, he'll say, oh, you don't want to be me, that's not a punishment you want. I love Tavi as a character. No, focus on the nymphs and satyrs, set them up first before we learn more about Tavi and get him. Why couldn't I have gotten a Diglett? Why do I have to get fucking Paris? But, anyway, one of those Fruity Rumpus asshole factory forum, responses is Dirk, saying, describing himself as this complicated, morally gray character, and I saw someone respond to that on Reddit, God, I hate that Hussey, person who isn't fucking writing this, by the way. I hate the goddamn conspiracy that started that Hussey is secretly writing Homestuck 2. No, they fucking aren't. Trust me, I've read a lot of Andrew Hussey, and I've read through Homestuck 2 and Homestuck Beyond Canon, the relaunch, multiple times. I can confirm, beyond a shadow of the doubt, that there was a change in the writing team, and Hussey only gave some vague plot points, okay? Hussey would not have written Homestuck 2, because Homestuck 2 isn't mean enough, it isn't mocking the audience enough, and you'd expect it to be more hateful to the audience if it was actually Hussey. But anyway, what was I had a point. I've lost my point, but I had a point at one point. So we have these forums, and Dirk will say that he's a good person, this morally gray antagonist that people don't understand. He'll say that on the forums if you like enter a name related to Dirk. And I saw people get so fucking pissed at this. Like, God, why is Hussey still trying to convince us that Dirk is a good person? And I have to stare at that fucking Reddit comment like, do you think that when the main antagonist of a story says, I am morally justified in your actions, do you think that means the author is saying, I agree with this, I think this person is a good person? Do you think that's what that means? Because I guarantee that's not what that fucking means. I guarantee the joke is that Dirk is saying that he's a good person and justified because Dirk's a fucking asshole. Like, there's zero goddamn literal... Oh my god, the Homestuck fandom is media illiterate, and that's 90% of the problems with Homestuck stem from. You people are just stupid. You don't get the story you're talking about, and you're just stupid, you know? So I'll vote for Eepiness, a bad choice. Yes, I caught 30 kinds of Pokemon. What? No, I caught 30. Hold on. I caught 17. Oh, they fixed that in the randomizer. They make it so that the national dex counts for that. And we had other comments before I start ranting about the Homestuck fanbase being illiterate. TD Nerd, this section sounds funny after having watched your video on the epilogues, and that's on my first Homestuck video, which is before I even... The first two Homestuck videos came out before I even read the epilogues, and, you know, No, we are not getting another once per episode teammate death. I need someone to accompany my spiel. I don't know what that specific thing is, but I'm just going to assume. Anyway, that's all the comments. Read through them, and that actually gave me some energy back, like having to talk and rant. So that's how I get over Eepiness. That's how you don't want to be sleepy, didn't get enough sleep, had to do a bunch of work on a Saturday, which is bullshit, even though you also know for a fact that you don't work like you work flexible hours and didn't work like 8-hour days any day this week. Well, actually, I did work like 10 hours Wednesday, but like I have flexible hours, and how long I work per day varies. It averages out to like 40 hours a week, or probably a little less. I'm fine with having to work like a full day on Saturday because I didn't work as hard during the week. But anyway, the solution to Eepiness is complaining about media illiteracy. That is the solution to Eepiness. That is what you do if you are tired, is you think about the Homestuck fandom for like 5 seconds, and then you will be awake because you will be angry because they are all so fucking stupid. Yeah. But yeah, the other Homestuck video is going good. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the month, and the Epstein video is quickly... it's gonna be so fucking long. I need to get it done. Like, every time I research a bit, I discover another rabbit hole and more I have to talk about. And things I thought were simple and I could just explain off my early research of the case are more complicated. Like, what I've been writing this week is, like, I knew that the prosecution fucked up the original, like, 2005 arrest and basically let Epstein go free, but I didn't know all the specific details. Like, I found and read through the grand jury transcript, and it's very enlightening, the fact that, the main reason Epstein got free, just in general, I'm very hesitant to endorse any conspiracy theory, any conspiratorial explanation for Epstein. But anyway, reading through this grand jury transcript, Epstein went free because all the prosecutors in Florida at the time were fucking assholes who hated the victims and blamed them. Like, there's a bit in it, like one of the prosecutors, I hit the wrong button and canceled the evolution by mistake while I was switching back after changing the image. That's embarrassing. But anyway, one of the fucking prosecutors, and this is the problem with the Epstein video, like, spending 6 months working on it. I need to get this out. I need to talk to people and have other people know these things that I've learned that I haven't heard anyone else ever talk about. But, like, and admittedly, there was another article like that I got this from. Like other people have talked about this, but it isn't in the common discourse. Like people focus on Acosta, who is a fucking asshole, who did set Epstein free and allow him to continue raping girls till at least 2018. Well, actually, I say at least 2018. That's like like right before he died. There's not much. The point is like, but the other prosecutors involved in the case were just so awful, and like Lana Belovic, or however it's Bill's, I don't know how it's pronounced. I should like just gives a quote like, "I don't think there were any victims in this case. Those girls were prostitutes who made their choices, and they should be punished accordingly." Like, oh, you're the fucking devil, man. There's no conspiracy here. Epstein didn't go free because of like he was a spy or because you got bribed or anything. You just set him free knowing exactly what he did because you didn't think that should be a crime because you liked what he did. Jesus, you're a fucking monster, and no one talks about you at all. No one talks about Barry Krischer. Fucking Barry Krischer is horrible, horrible. Like the same year, like as he's torpedoing the Epstein case because he doesn't believe any of the victims, Barry Krischer, the original head prosecutor in this case, has a case where two girls say, "This man raped us at knife point," and he's like, "You're lying. I don't believe you 16-year-old girls who say they were raped. You're full of shit." And he ignores the case, and then a few months later, that same guy rapes and murders another teenager. Like, that girl is dead because Barry Krischer, just as a rule, hated teenage girls and didn't believe them when they said that they had been victimized. And that's the guy who was put in charge of the Epstein case. And of course Epstein went free. The head prosecutor just was a fucking asshole who, oh god, just such a fucking asshole. And the other thing, this is an argument I make in that video. Well, first off, actually another story about Krischer, who is the fucking devil, is that, there was a 15-year-old who had, like, mental deficiencies. I think they said, like, an IQ of, like, 50. I don't in the video quote the IQ thing, because IQ is horseshit, but, like, this kid who, like, reaches into a friend's pocket and takes $2, and Krischer, the guy who later prosecuted the Epstein case, charges this 15-year-old with armed robbery to send a message. And you know, I'm no fucking lawyer, but I'm pretty sure to commit armed robbery, a prerequisite is being armed. And like the big thing about Krischer is that he fucking hated teenagers. He hated them with a burning passion. He doubled the rate at which teenagers were tried as adults once he took over as the head prosecutor for this part of Florida. And that, when I learned that, that made it click. Like, he's off there, like every day he's going into court and he's arguing these 13-year-olds are practically adults. They should be treated as such. And then he turns around, and that guy is the guy who lets Epstein go, who thinks Epstein shouldn't spend any time in prison, tries to give Epstein an even better deal than Epstein eventually got. Like, Barry Krischer tries to set Epstein free, and a lot of people are like, was he bribed? Was he a rapist who was on it? No, I think he genuinely didn't think Epstein did anything wrong. He didn't think Epstein should go to jail. Because, like, every day he's going into court and he's arguing the 13-year-olds are adults who should be treated as such. They aren't children. They're in full capacity of their faculties. And so when he turns around and he says, actually, yeah, it was fine for Epstein to rape a 14-year-old, of course he's going to say that because every fucking day he, as a prosecutor, like, argues that in court, you know? Like, and I'm rambling. I explain it better in the video. But that's my point. I don't think that Epstein was a spy. I think the evidence for that is really weak, but I absolutely do believe that the real reason Epstein went free is because Alex Acosta and Barry Krischer and Lana, however it's fucking pronounced, hated the victims and didn't think they were real victims, thought they deserved what happened to them because, well, they're prostitutes. They took Epstein gave them money after raping them, which makes what he did okay. Like, just these awful fucking prosecutors who let Epstein go because there was this culture in the prosecutor's office at the time that just, I'm not explaining this well, but the point is, if you're a prosecutor from Florida, I got some questions about what you were up to in the early 2000s because 444 on the prosecutors in the Epstein case were just the fucking worst. I think I'm getting a cold, and that's bullshit. Like, I already got sick twice this year. I don't. Why am I getting a cold? That's not fair.